Hey everybody, off the mic sports network here, off the top rope here. Man, I've been doing a lot of stuff on this John Cena heel turn because the ramifications of what come next, the possibilities are endless. Because let's kind of break this down. So, first of all, let's put this into context for a second. It's 2025. Randy Orton is a beloved babyface. CM Punk is a beloved babyface. Rock, hated heel. John Cena, hated heel. What parallel universe are we in when that is even a possibility? Like, heel John Cena could face Randy Orton. That's never happened. Heel John Cena could face babyface AJ Styles. That could happen. Heel John Cena could face babyface CM Punk. We've only seen babyface CM Punk versus babyface John Cena or tweener CM Punk. We've never seen it reversed. Obviously, you've got heel John Cena versus babyface Cody Rhodes set for the main event of WrestleMania. Here's another thing that I thought about. Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble. We don't know what exactly set off John Cena to the point where he sold out to The Rock. But you better believe that moment at the Royal Rumble that shocked all of us when Jey Uso won and presumably punched his ticket to WrestleMania where he's going to face Gunther, and I think he's going to win the World Heavyweight title from Gunther. And Jey Uso, after a long run, one of the great runs that we've seen in recent memory, to get one word over with the crowd and have it's not what, it's yeet. Jey Uso is going to win the World Heavyweight title. So that creates another fascinating element to this story. And we're going to have so much content on this because everything coming out of this, and we still haven't even gotten a Raw yet. That's how insane this has been. So it's not really a what if, it's when Jey Uso wins the World Heavyweight Championship, because Gunther's not beating him. What are we doing if Gunther wins? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So what then becomes out of this is, does The Rock try to grow his faction, his Hollywood group, and try to, get Jey Uso's soul? Because Jey Uso's got ties. He's in the family, the legendary Samoan dynasty family. And does Jey Uso get courted by The Rock and John Cena? Because I think John Cena is going to win the WWE Championship from Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, which is going to set off a very fascinating timeline of events of where we can get to and how we can get down the road the rest of Cena's final 9-10 months as an active performer before he retires. So Jey Uso is a really interesting part of this thing, because The Rock could go after Jey Uso and get even more power hungry. And then you know what this actually does is Jey Uso will probably say no. He'll probably say no yeet. It'll lead to stuff with, John Cena. It'll lead to potentially stuff with his brother Jimmy being involved in this as well, which will also be very interesting. And then it also brings up a certain OTC who we haven't seen since the Royal Rumble. Roman's obviously got to get through whatever's going on with Punk and Rollins, which is clearly, I think, the direction that we're going in for WrestleMania this year. But I know that Rock Roman is probably off the table for this year, which sucks, because I thought there was a really natural progression off of what happened last year. But I do like, the one thing that I will say about this, I don't like a lot of how this was handled by The Rock, and he could do and say whatever he wants. But if you were going to go into something with Cody Rhodes this year, The Rock being effectively in a management business-like approach this year and delaying a match with Roman Reigns until New Orleans, this was probably the way to go, rather than having Rock face Cody in the main event of WrestleMania 41 this year. So having it be John Cena be the proxy here in his final year, that's a great way to go. But Jey Uso says no to The Rock, and I think that that's going to be a part of this story that develops as, the new corporation, I guess, or the Hollywood elite, or I don't know what they'll call themselves. they're going to try and recruit other people. Because I know this was asked to me on social media. Who will they try to recruit? Will they try to get a young guy? Will they try to get like Carmelo Hayes? Or will they try to get a young guy? I mean, hey, they could go get another Hollywood movie star in The Miz. That would actually make The Miz. I love The Miz to death, but The Miz has not been very relevant in a long time. We love him as a character, but The Miz has not been relevant. But going after Jey Uso when he wins the world title, giving him everything that he wanted after pursuing this championship, and The Rock obviously being tied to the Samoan family and, being related to Jey Uso makes this a very compelling thing. And Jey Uso beating John Cena in the Royal Rumble, which may have set John Cena off to the point of where he's at the point of no return, where basically he sells out to The Rock to get his 17th title. They try to recruit him. It doesn't work. And maybe that leads to babyface Roman Reigns versus heel John Cena, which we haven't seen. We've seen babyface, and we've seen heel Roman versus face John. So that's another option on the table. The possibilities coming out of this are endless. And it's a beautiful thing. And it's why I say, yes, in terms of impact, it's probably not going to register the same way that Hulk Hogan, turning on WCW and joining the NWO. I don't think anything may ever top that, considering the impact of what it meant for professional wrestling. But given what this is and, who it is, when it's happening, against who it's happening to, who he's associating himself with, it's one of the most impactful moves of all time. And again, the possibilities for John Cena's retirement tour, rather than it just be a straight nostalgia thing, it's the reverse of everything that we saw for the last 20 years. And then this Jey Uso element, we may have to explore it a little bit more, but I'm planting it in your guys' head right now on this channel. And think about this when you watch this video, and maybe we'll revisit this in a couple months, because I think it's very clear, and it sucks that, some of these ordeals are really telegraphed, but still it doesn't make anything less compelling. Jey Uso winning the world title is going to be a monumental moment for WWE. John Cena winning his 17th world title as a heel is going to be an iconic moment in itself, just like him turning heel at Elimination Chamber was. But then what happens after that? This is why I think it is so critical that Cody Rhodes doesn't win, because then you can just create a chase for him there. Also, you've got the Hollywood elite gets validated by what they did to Cody Rhodes, and then they try to go build their group. And you go after Jey Uso, who has ties. He says hell no. Roman's going to be pissed off that he wasn't recruited. That leads to a whole little bit of friction between that bit of the family. And maybe that's how we get to Roman Rock at WrestleMania 42. Because to me, if it's going to happen, and I have a slim amount of hope that it's going to happen, I think the clock is ticking. It has to happen in New Orleans. To me, that's it. And the fact that Rock was critical in announcing that in New Orleans, coming out and talking about the importance of it, that tells me I think WrestleMania 42 is going to be the location for it. And if not, it's never going to happen. And you can blame whoever the hell you want about that. But how we get there, and I think Jey Uso being a piece of this, also John Cena being a piece of this, makes this even more fascinating. And playing the long game, man. Everybody was mad when we didn't get it last year, or there's at least a portion of the fans who were not the Cody crybabies. We're mad that The Rock and Roman didn't happen, with a terrible story and a terrible build and a telegraphed idea, but it led to one of the most chaotic and amazing WrestleMania builds we've ever seen. This was thrown up in the air, but then what happened at Elimination Chamber just changed everything. Changed the entire game. So what happens in the next 9 months of John Cena's run in WWE, and by association, Rock associating himself with him, is going to be fascinating to watch. So I can't wait to see it. I know you guys are going to be along for the ride. The Rock annoys me. I know he annoys a lot of people, but his involvement still is critical in a lot of aspects of WWE. He just needs to stop trying to break kayfabe every time he's out there. If you're going to go to a press conference, be the final boss. Embrace it. Don't treat this like it's a movie role. Because in that respect, that insults me and that insults wrestling fans. That's why I was pissed off with the execution of this at the start. But the destination that we got to was an amazing conclusion for at least now. And that's only part A of this saga that we're going to go on for the next 9 months. So thanks for watching here. I'm sure we're going to have a lot more going on this topic because this is the story of WrestleMania. And this is the story that is going to define WWE for 2025. John Cena turning heel, winning his 17th title as a corporate sellout, and getting to the end of his retirement tour. That is the story of 2025. And how it plays out, I have no fucking idea. And that's the beauty of this. So thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate everybody who subscribed. We'll have a lot more coming. We're going to start getting into some more live streams. Yet to be determined what that's going to look like, but be on the lookout for that on Twitter, OT Mike Sports, and Off the Mic 28. We'll have a lot more information as that becomes, more of a thing. I was really pleased with the support and love that came from our Elimination Chamber live watch along. We'll obviously have something for both nights of WrestleMania. But it's going to be yet to be determined about how we do post shows or if we're going to do more stuff with that in relation to Raw and some other stuff. So anyway, I will see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.